What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Sir Q. And you know what? There is so much that we need to discuss, so let's just jump right into it. Hit it! Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in yet again for an all-new episode of Sounds of Sir Q. And let's not forget my co-host, Solo. Oh, who is serving all the good tea, which is fueling me so I can project it onto you guys. Now, I just want to say that, I have been watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and needless to say, I've always been a fan. I've been a fan since, season 1. But this season, these ladies are really bringing it, and it's you can tell that it's very organic. And let me just say that kudos to you, Bravo, because you guys actually did hear what the audience was saying. You guys took to the comments, and we appreciate that because you guys brought Mary back as a full-time cast member. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking what I see this season of Mary. I feel like out of all the seasons, she feels more comfortable this season. I don't know what it is, but she's always been herself. Don't get me wrong, she'll give it to you like it's nobody's business. And she doesn't hold back at all. But I feel like there is some sort of relief that has come over Mary, and we are now able to see Mary in her full form, and I really like that. Let me just say this though, when it comes to the new housewife, which is Braun, is that how you say her name? Braun? I believe that's it. But let's just say that she is giving these ladies exactly what they are needing to be given, okay? Say it's pronounced Bronwyn, but she is very authentic, and that's pretty much what we want to see when it comes to these ladies. We don't want to see a put on. We want to see, your true authenticity, and I feel like that's what Bronwyn is actually giving these ladies. So I definitely want to say kudos to you, and I'm definitely, because let me just let you know that, when it comes to fashion, when it comes to rocking it out, styling and profiling, I am all the way up there with that. So let me just say, when it comes to Bronwyn, I don't know why I can't get her name right, but when it comes to her fashions, she is above and beyond. So let me just say kudos to you because you are bringing it, and that's exactly what we want to see inside and out, forwards and backwards. Keep doing what you do because you truly are bringing some flavor to Salt Lake City. The dynamics that she has between the ladies, it does seem a little rocky. Now keep in mind she was brought in by Lisa, but now it appears that her and Lisa are having friction within their relationship. And I always say that, every time you bring a friend onto the show, onto the platform, there's always gonna be some sort of underlining issues that are gonna surface, and it's gonna make things more worse than what it is. So I'm hoping that, the friction they have right now, that they can actually get over it, that, they can come to some sort of resolution, and they can move forward as friends. But I see that she doesn't hold back, and I love a friend who's not there as a puppet. I love a friend who is there to represent themselves, who's there to stand on their own 2 feet. They'll still, give their 2 cents when it comes to their friends, but they're not going to be the puppet, allowing the puppet master to just, to guide them, and to be their beard. So I appreciate what Bronwyn is doing, and I want to say that, kudos to you, and just continue rocking it out, continue to be, authentic, and everything else will shine through. But these ladies are they are giving us exactly what it is that we are wanting to see. Episode after episode after episode. We don't know what to really expect, and I will say that out of the franchise, I feel like Dubai was really good as well. They delivered the whole entire season. Everything was very authentic. You know, it was sad to see some of the relationships and how it played out. But I mean, again, that's what, you know, we want to see. We want to see that authenticity. I mean, we don't want to see, you know, friends always being up each other's butt. I mean, be able to, you know, have a voice of your own. And if your fellow friend or, you know, housewife friend doesn't agree, then, you know, be able to hash it out. And that's what I'm liking, looking at these franchises of Dubai and now Salt Lake City. Let's just do a recap of what's been going on in the life of Diddy. I mean, there is so much, and needless to say, I mean, every single day it's something new that's arising. So let's just do a recap of what I've discussed. It appears that Al B. Sure is basically taking to social media, to Instagram, letting all of us know that, you know, this is something he's been trying to let everyone know from the beginning of time, but it's almost like he was silenced. And, you know, this is kind of coincidental because, I mean, allegedly, sources are saying that how Al B. Sure was silenced, because keep in mind, Al B. Sure did suffer like this huge, he had a medical accident and it caused him to have, like, he had a near-death experience, and it was almost similar to what Jamie Foxx experienced. And allegedly, the reason why he was going through that situation was because he was also about to divulge a lot of information when it came to Diddy and his behind-the-scene acts that transpired. And allegedly, this is what caused him to be deathly ill to the point where he was fighting for his life. But just to go back, I want to read this information that Al B. Sure had put out on social media, on Instagram, and just I want to get you guys' take from this, because this is very game. For over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Now that right there, just, it makes me wonder, like, what does he mean, deaths and tragedies that could have been avoided? Like, is he alluding to, like, Kim Porter? Like, this takes me back as well, because it was so weird, you know, how she just all of a sudden became deathly ill and she passed away. You know, a lot of people are still talking about it, and for a while it was almost like it was silence. Like, no one really wanted to say any more about it. And so it sparked more of conversation once the whole Diddy incident transpired, and it's making you wonder and think, like, could there be something behind, you know, her sudden departure in life? But I digress. Coming from a reliable source, because I mean, I don't want to be, you know, fictitious. I mean, all this. A lot of this is alleged, because I mean, he hasn't yet, you know, went through a trial or anything, but, you know, the things that we are hearing is very damning, and it's, what's sad is that there is so much to uncover, and it's really scary, because I feel like the more layers they peel, the more we're going to be in awe of the people that participated in, you know, some of these acts that are being alleged. Like, it's truly going to be, sad, but I mean, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to figure out, you know, what's going on. We're here to help peel those layers, and to figure out, like, what is entertainment, more so, what is Hollywood really all about? Oh my God, this is a lot. Now, my sources are bringing to me that the former reality stars of Love and Hip Hop New York, Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones, had a major altercation previously, and it's a lot to uncover. It seems as if like things have been like boiling, and now things have just erupted. But it seems as if they were having some sort of like gathering, and to me it also seemed premeditated of what transpired. But it seemed as if Jim Jones was very upset with Chrissy because he found some things out. It appears that he had like a private investigator to figure out what was going on with alleged money being missing out of his accounts. He just couldn't quite, understand, and so he hired a private investigator. Well, needless to say, the private investigator brought back who the culprit was, and it turns out the culprit was his, I guess you can say, because I don't even know if I don't believe they're actually married. Longtime girlfriend of his, Chrissy Lampkin, she is the one that's actually been taking money out of his account without his authorization. And that's kind of crazy to me, because when you think about it, when you're with somebody, why do you have to hide like taking their money? Like it shouldn't be anything like secretive. Like, look, I will let my spouse know, at any moment, like, babe, I'm taking this. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it seemed like she was doing it for different reasons. Like, she had an ulterior motive, more so. And when Jim Jones found this out, of course, he confronted her in front of everyone. She was taken aback. She basically seemed as if she got offended. They exchanged words. He said some things, she said some things. It seems like that she went below the belt, so much so that Jim Jones ended up slapping her like crazy. And I never condone violence, and especially when it's a man against a woman. And I mean, I know they both have tempers. We've both seen Jim Jones go from 0 to 100 real quick, and the same as Chrissy. We've seen her go from 0 to 100. So you have to know that if they both get into heated arguments, that it's not going to be, a good outcome. But needless to say, Jim Jones slapped her like crazy. And it was so bad that Jim Jones' son had to jump into it and say, hey, Dad, like, what are you doing? Like, you can't treat a woman like this. And, it was just to the point where, Jim was telling him he needs to stay out of it. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And it's very sad, to see that their relationship has taken a turn for the worst. But I'm sorry. Look, if you guys have been engaged for, 10 plus years and you guys have yet to solidify anything, that right there is a problem on its own. So, I mean, I feel like things were already dissolving between the two of them, and that right there just took things to a head. And it seems like that, because Chrissy felt humiliated by, what Jim did to her, that she's seeking legal action. So, I just wish that they can amicably just come to terms to just break things off, go their separate ways, and just continue living their lives. Because, life is short to be going through all this craziness, and I'm just really hoping for the best for both of them. Okay, you guys, let me just say I am truly excited for the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. These ladies are truly bringing it, and they are giving a real good meaning, a real true meaning to the flowers that bloom. They are blossoming like it's nobody's business, and I am really and truly liking what I see thus far. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say they are 2 episodes in, and they're already bringing the drama. And needless to say, this is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we want to see when it comes to the housewives. We want to see their true authenticity, and we want to see a little shake up, here and there. And that's exactly what these ladies are bringing. But let me just say that first episode was hilarious, because how they did the reenactment of Karen and her accident, I'm like, man, when you say shady beyond measure, shady beyond measure times 10. Like, that was so crazy. But hey, it had me drawn in. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, I don't know if it's like new producers or what have you, but I feel like they may have brought, you know, new people in, and they're actually they put this show together and gave us exactly what we're wanting to see, to keep us drawn in, to keep us engaged. And again, I'm liking what I see thus far, especially the newest housewife, which is now Stacey. She appears to be a friend of Karen, which I feel like that was a really good dynamic. It was good to bring her on. She seems like a breath of fresh air. Very professional, very astute. I like what I see in her. It looks like she is married and separated, on the brink of a divorce, and she is currently dating someone new. So it looks like she has a lot, you know, to bring to the table. And let's not mention that she kind of is somewhat of a firecracker. Just looking at the last episode when Giselle basically kicked them out and pretty much told them they were not invited. They were no longer invited because they had arrived late to the GNA show or GNA event. And I mean, she was not holding back. I mean, how she pretty much came, you know, towards Ashley and, you know, and was questioning her and, you know, saying, you know, didn't you say that it was okay for us to come here at 8? And you guys, and here comes Ashley. Yeah, but it's 8:04. Girl, are you serious? Like, that really should have been a true conversation to have with Giselle, so that way those ladies wouldn't have felt humiliated. I mean, Giselle went to the extent of getting security, and I wonder, why does she have security there? I guess it stemmed from the last GNA event when they had the fashion show last season. That was crazy. It was a bit extreme, but Giselle got security to come and to escort those ladies out of the event. And needless to say, like, that was a little bit extreme. That was a little bit over the top. Being devil's advocate, I can understand why Giselle wanted to go that extra mile, because she knew and she felt that, you know, this event was very sentimental to her, because, you know, when that episode was filmed 8 months prior, she had just lost her, what was it, 8 months? Or it could have been shorter than that. She had just recently lost her father due to, it seems like he had a tumor in his brain. And so that event was in honor and in representation of her father. And, you know, how she looked at it, it was just total disrespect. So I can see where she's coming from when it comes to that, because I can see that being a sign of disrespect. But I mean, the way that she just had those ladies just escorted out by security was just it was hilarious to me. But needless to say, you had Mia over there, who was pretty much going in on Giselle, saying how she never wants to be invited back to her tacky house with that Willy Wonka factory furniture that she has in her. Oh, Mia went in. And speaking of Mia, you know, when it comes to Mia, her dynamic between Gordon and Ink is just so, it's a little peculiar, but I feel like what she's trying to do is she's trying to put Gordon in a place of security, and also so he won't feel let down and hurt. And she's also wanting to be with, you know, the individual who she truly loves, that she's probably always loved, to be honest. So it kind of appears that Mia's trying to have the best of both worlds. I mean, but again, she's trying to please everyone, and in doing so, she's hoping that she can please herself in the process. So, I mean, I get, you know, what Mia is doing. I get, you know, her I get her thought process in it all, but just to the audience, to the people on the outside looking in, they just see that as a total mess, a total fiasco. So I can see why why Karen and Giselle had these questions and reservations about Mia's dynamic, just because it does seem a bit weird. And during the event that Giselle threw for Karen, they pretty much expressed how they felt, and it made Mia feel some type of way. But it's like, Mia, like, look at, you have to kind of stop and look at what you're projecting out there to the audience, and to your housewife friends. It does seem to be a little bit odd. You are still wanting to have ties with your soon-to-be ex-husband, all the while you're carrying on with a whole nother, guy. It does seem a bit weird. And, I mean, of course, no one is, speaking ill of, your children, but, you have Gordon himself stating that, there's the son, Jeremiah, pretty much caught, Mia and Ink together. And I don't know if it was in the bed or what have you, but you have to be a bit like cognizant of your actions when you have children, because you don't want to confuse them. You don't want them having like mixed signals. You want them to be in the know and have a better understanding as to what it is that's going on. I don't even know if Mia has actually sat down with the kids to say pretty much that that her and Gordon are pretty much getting a divorce. I'm pretty sure at this point, because Gordon is now living in a different, condo, and that's crazy because it's in the same complex as where Mia's living. So I don't know, maybe Gordon is a little bit psycho, but I think it's just more so a protection mechanism, because he's wanting to protect his children. The closer he is to his children, the more secure, in his mind, the more secure that the kids probably feel. I don't know. That's just how I would see it too. But Mia has a long way to go to get all this sorted out, because it just seems like a ball of confusion. But again, it's the drama that we want to see, and that's what keeps Mia so relevant on the show. So I mean, more to come with that. Again, I am truly loving what I see with Potomac. But let me just say this though. Let me just say, I'm just trying to figure out Ashley at this point. I really feel like Ashley is like in that position where Robin was last season and the season before that. I feel like Ashley's trying to find her place. She's trying to ensure that she secures that flute, maybe for next season. I don't know, but I just feel like Ashley has a way that she goes about things that can kind of rub you the wrong way. And I'm saying that because I'm looking at her actions, and the only conclusion I can come up with is the fact that I feel like Ashley's just trying anything she can to maintain her relevance. The last thing she wants to see from the audience is that we see her as being stale. We need her to pass her flute on to the next newest housewife, because we're getting tired of what we see. And although, let me just say, I know Ashley is she's very real. She's very authentic. She tries not to withhold anything, unlike Robin, because Robin was withholding a lot. But one thing I can say, Ashley she's somewhat of a walking book. So I think that's what has kept her on thus far, because we are able to get something out of Ashley, and she's not withholding information when it comes to revealing her story and telling her story to the audience. So maybe that's why they keep her around. I don't know. But I will say Ashley can be a little messy, and she is known to stir the pot. Now, keep in mind, that is, we always need a good pot stir in every franchise. So maybe that's why, you know, they keep her around, because they know that she's going to find her way, finagle her way within those ladies to get some things stirred up. So, you know, keep doing what you do, Ashley. And let me just say that I'm not gonna say that you are, you know, becoming super stale. I just feel like right now it's just all about strategics for you. So I guess I should say, I guess I'll give you a pass, because you doing what needs to be done. So kudos to you. Whew, look, you guys, that was a lot. And trust and believe there is more to come. I thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on my other social media platform, which is Instagram, and that's at I am Sir Q. Again, guys, that's I am SIRQUE, and make sure you guys always stay and get certified with Sir Q. I thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace, love, happiness, and joy. See you guys next time.